Today's class is on dynamic programming. This comes under Unit 4. So, what is a dynamic programming? The concept and what are the applications of dynamic programming? And what are the steps in the dynamic programming? And Fibonacci series example are the topics explained. I will explain in today's class. Okay. Now see the first one. What is our syllabus? In Unit 4, we have the dynamic programming, all pairs, shortest paths, all pairs, shortest paths, single source, shortest paths, general weights, string addition, 0 or 1 knapsack problem, reliability design. These are the topics in our Unit 4. Now come to the main concept and ideas of our topic, that is dynamic programming. So dynamic programming is an algorithm design method that can be used when the solution to a problem may be viewed as the result of sequence of decisions. So what is the dynamic programming? Okay, what is the dynamic programming? It is a algorithmic design method. We are using this dynamic programming algorithmic design method to find the solution to a problem. In this, the result is a sequence of decisions. That means stage by stage, the decisions are made. That is step by step, the decisions are taken. Okay, that is about dynamic programming, basic idea. Now, what is the concept of dynamic programming? Like divide and conquer method, dynamic programming solves problems by combining the solutions of subproblems. So a dynamic programming algorithm solves each subproblem just once and then saves its answer in a table, thereby avoiding the work of recomputing the answer every time. So here already we discussed what is a divide and conquer method. In the divide and conquer method, we have divided the entire problem into number of subproblems and finding the solution to each subproblem to get the solution to the original subproblem. That means after finding the solution to each subproblem, we are combining the solutions of these subproblems to get the solution to the original problem. So like divide and conquer method, the dynamic programming solves problems by combining the solutions of subproblems. So it combines the solutions of subproblems to get the solution to the original problem. So this algorithm solves each subproblem just once, then saves its answer in a table. In a table, it stores the answers of subproblems. So we are maintaining a table in divide and in dynamic programming technique, thereby avoiding the work of recomputing the answer every time. Every time we need not compute each and every time the same problem. Once if you are storing the subproblems solutions in a table, then it will be easy for us. The computation steps can be reduced so that we can easily solve that particular problem. So instead of performing each and every computation, we can perform the computations easily, since there are some subproblems solutions you have already stored in a table. You can access those solutions to get the solutions for the original problem. Now see the properties of our dynamic programming. Two main properties of a problem suggest that the given problem can be solved using the dynamic programming. By using the dynamic programming, we can solve the problems. There are two properties we need to consider. Those properties are overlapping subproblems and optimal substructure. So overlapping of subproblems is one important property in the case of dynamic programming. Another one is optimal substructure property. So what is overlapping of subproblems? Suppose in the divide and conquer strategy, the subproblems are independent. Independently, we solved the subproblems to get the solution of each subproblem and to get the solution to the original problem. But in this case, in the case of dynamic programming, these subproblems are overlapped with one another. That means one subproblem answered may be useful for another subproblem solution. One subproblem answer we are using the in finding the solution to the another subproblem. That is, subproblems are overlapping with one another. Another one is optimal substructure. Now see the overlapping of subproblems. What is overlapping of subproblems? So similar to divide and conquer approach, dynamic programming also combines solutions to subproblems. So in the dynamic programming, what we are doing? We want to find the solutions of subproblems to get the solution to the original problem by combining the solutions of subproblems. So it is mainly used where the solution of one subproblem is needed repeatedly. Since there are many subproblems, when we divide the original problem into number of subproblems, and we are finding the solutions to each subproblem. But when you are finding the solution to one subproblem, another subproblem solution may be useful in this solution to subproblem. So solution of one subproblem is needed repeatedly. The computed solutions are stored in a table. We are maintaining the table. In that table, we are storing the solutions, computed solutions, so that these don't have to be recomputed. Again, we need not compute again and again. Hence, this technique is needed where overlapping subproblem exists. Consider the example in the property of overlapping of subproblems. Binary search does not have overlapping of subproblem. When you consider binary search, there is no overlapping of subproblem. Whereas recursive program of Fibonacci numbers have many overlapping subproblems. What is the meaning of this sentence? What is the meaning of this sentence? See, recursive program of Fibonacci numbers have many overlapping subproblems. Already you know Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers means those are series of numbers. To get a number at some position, you need to add previous two numbers. Suppose you want to find the number with f of n or f of 4, for example, then you need to add f of 3 and f of 2. F of n if you want, then go for f of n minus 2 and f of n minus 1. You can add these two, then you will get the f of 4. So previous two numbers to be added. So recursive program for Fibonacci numbers, when you consider, there are overlapping of subproblems. That means suppose when you want to find f of 2, then you need to consider f of 0 and f of 1. F of 3, Fibonacci series 3, then f of 2 and also f of 1 you need to consider. So there is a overlapping of cases. Since you need to find f of 2 two times, then you can take the f of 2 value one time and store in the table. Whenever you need of f of 2, you can use that particular one. So optimal substructure, that is the second property of the dynamic programming approach. A given problem has optimal substructure property if the optimal solution of the given problem can be obtained using optimal solutions of its subproblems. So optimal solution of the given problem, how to get? By using the optimal solutions of its subproblems. Subproblems optimal solutions if you use, then you will get the optimal solution of the entire given problem. So example is the shortest path problem has the following optimal substructure property. What is shortest path problem? What is shortest path problem? So shortest path problem is used to find the shortest path to reach your city. So source to destination, what is the shortest path? Which path takes less distance or least distance? You can consider that particular one. So that is shortest path problem. Here the following optimal substructure property. See here, if a node X lies in the shortest path from a source node U to destination node V, source node U to destination node V, from U to V, there is a shortest path. Suppose when you consider a graph, in a graph we have the source node and we have the destination node. So we are starting from the source, we are ending at the destination. We want to find the shortest path. After finding the shortest path, there is a node in that particular path, intermediate node X is there. Then the shortest path from U to V is the combination of the shortest path from U to X and the shortest path from X to V. So there is an intermediate node in the shortest path X. Then what is the shortest path, the combination shortest path from U to X and also the shortest path from X to V? For example, when you want to go to Vijayawada from Yeluru, at the intermediate step, we have Hanuman Junction. So Yeluru to Hanuman Junction to Vijayawada. There are two paths. If there is a shortest path from Yeluru to Hanuman Junction, and there is a shortest path from Hanuman Junction to Vijayawada, then there is a shortest path from Yeluru to Vijayawada. So in this way, we consider the shortest paths. So the standard all pair shortest path algorithms like Floyd-Warshall and Bellman-Ford are typical examples of dynamic programming. So we have the all pair shortest path algorithms. What is the all pair shortest path algorithm? Already I explained about single source shortest path problem. In single source shortest path problem, we are starting from the source vertex and we are finding the shortest path. Here all pairs shortest path algorithm, we are considering the pairs of vertices and finding the shortest path. So Floyd-Warshall algorithm is a all pair shortest path problem. Bellman-Ford algorithm are the examples of dynamic programming. In the dynamic programming, we have all pairs shortest path problems. Those are Floyd-Warshall, and the one is Bellman-Ford algorithms. Already we discussed about single source shortest path problem. That is single source shortest path problem is a what type of problem it is? Greedy algorithm we have used. Okay. Already given the sentence, already explained that we have the divide and conquer method. In divide and conquer method, we are dividing the problem into number of subproblems and finding the solution to each subproblem and combining the solutions to get the combining the solutions of subproblems to get the solution to the main problem or original problem. So already covered divide and conquer method. Our dynamic programming is also similar to divide and conquer method. So we are comparing the divide and conquer method with the dynamic programming or the dynamic programming algorithm. It is our main topic. We are comparing with divide and conquer method. So in the first point, see, in divide and conquer method, it involves 3 steps at each level of recursion. So we have 3 steps. So it deals with 3 steps: divide, conquer, combine. Divide means the problem into number of subproblems. We are dividing the given problem into number of subproblems. Conquer means subproblem by solving them recursively. So we are solving the each subproblem recursively. So combine means the solution to the subproblems into the solution for original problem. So original problem. Okay, divide, conquer, and combine. These are the main 3 steps, 3 important steps in the divide and conquer method. So already you know this divide and conquer method by using quicksort and merge sort. Okay, next one, dynamic programming. In the dynamic programming, it involves the sequence of 4 steps. Characterize the structure of optimal solutions. So we want to find the optimal solution structure. Characterize. Now, recursively defines the values of optimal solutions. Recursively defines the values of optimal solutions. Compute the value of optimal solutions in a bottom-up minimum. We are finding the optimal solutions computation from in the bottom-up fashion. Bottom up. So we are in the tree. When you are starting from leaves and reaching the root, that is called bottom-up fashion. So construct an optimal solution from computed information. So these are the first differences. Now see, divide and conquer method is a recursive approach. See, in Quicksort, we are partitioning the given list of elements, and repeatedly we are applying the Quicksort, calling the procedure Quicksort in each subpart. So it is a recursive algorithm. It is a non-recursive algorithm, dynamic programming. So the third difference is it does more work on subproblems. It does more work on subproblems and hence has more time consumption. So it solves subproblems only once. In the case of dynamic programming, it solves subproblems only once and then stores in a table. See this difference. Just observe, just listen. This difference is very important. Okay, it does more work on subproblems and hence has more time consumption. In the case of divide and conquer method, more work on subproblems and it takes more time. But in the case of dynamic programming, it solves subproblems only once it solves. And that result, whatever result is there, that will be stored in the table. So that will be useful later when you are solving some other subproblems. Okay, fourth difference, it is a top-down approach, starting from the root and reaching to the leaves, top down. Here we are starting from the leaves of the tree and reaching to the top, that is a bottom up approach. So in these subproblems, in the divide and conquer strategy, in these subproblems are independent of each other. The subproblems are independent. But in the case of dynamic programming, subproblems are interdependent. See the difference. This is also important difference. Subproblems are independent in the case of divide and conquer method. But in the dynamic programming, subproblems are interdependent, dependent on one another. Okay, see the examples for divide and conquer method, merge sort and binary search are the examples, some of the examples. In the dynamic programming, matrix multiplication, that is a one good example in the case of dynamic programming. So if you understand the differences, then you can easily understand that divider, that is our dynamic programming technique. Now overview of dynamic programming. So it solves our dynamic programming solves variety of discrete optimization problems, scheduling, string gating, packaging, and inventory management. So there are different types of problems are there. These problems you can solve by using the dynamic programming. So what we are doing in the dynamic programming, breaking the problems, that is dividing the problems into sub-problems and combine their solutions into solutions to larger problems. That is original problem. So in the dynamic programming is an algorithmic design technique for optimization problems. Optimization problems ante enti? Minimizing problem or maximizing problem. When you are solving some problems, always we try to find the minimum value. That is minimizing problem. Suppose when you are solving the problems, always we try to find the maximum profit solutions, then that is called maximizing problem. సో ఆప్టిమైజేషన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అంటే మినిమైజింగ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అవ్వచ్చు లేదా మ్యాక్సిమైజింగ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అవ్వచ్చు. సో అన్లైక్ డివైడ్ అండ్ కాంకర్, సబ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ independent. So sub problems may share sub problems. However, solution to one sub problem may not affect the solutions to other sub problems of the same problem. So mainly in dynamic programming, the computations, the calculations are reduced. How to reduce these calculations? Solving sub problems in a bottom-up fashion, storing solution to a sub problem the first time it is solved, looking up the solution when sub problems is encountered again. So determine the structure of optimal solutions. So what are the applications where we are using this dynamic programming technique? Matrix chain multiplication, that is multiplication of several matrices. If there are 10 matrices are there, matrix 1, matrix 2, matrix 3, matrix 4, matrix 5, and so on up to matrix 10, we are multiplying one matrix with another matrix, and the result you got, you are multiplying this result with another matrix. Suppose for example, there are 3 matrices are there, matrix 1, matrix 2, matrix 3. Matrix 1 and matrix 2 are multiplied. After multiplying these 2 matrices, the result you got, the result you are multiplying again with the third matrix. Like this, we are multiplying chain of matrices, that is matrix chain multiplication. That is also one application of dynamic programming. Another one is optimal binary search trees. 0 or 1 knapsack problem. Already explained the fractional knapsack problem in our greedy method. This one is a 0-1 knapsack problem. 0-1 knapsack problem comes under dynamic programming, whereas a fractional knapsack problem comes under greedy method. Okay, all pairs shortest path problem, traveling salesman problem, reliability design, all these are applications in the dynamic programming. So optimal BST, given sequence k equals to k1 less than k2 less than up to and so on less than kn. Kn is the highest value, k1 is the lowest value of n sorted keys. That means all the elements are sorted, n sorted keys with a search probability pi for each key ki. For each key ki, what is the probability of searching that particular key k? That is pi. Build a binary search tree with minimum expected search cost. The cost of the searching should be minimum, so that we can search an element in the binary search tree at a faster rate. Now, matrix chain multiplication. Given a sequence of matrices A1, A2, and so on up to AN with AI of dimension mi by ni, insert hyperparenthesis to minimize the total number of scalar multiplications. That means you are multiplying matrices one with another. There are n matrices are there. Each matrix dimension is m by n, mi by ni. Now we are inserting the parentheses to minimize the total number of scalar multiplications, total number of multiplications. So steps in dynamic programming. Steps in dynamic programming. What are the steps? Important steps are characterize the structure of an optimal solution, define value of optimal solution recursively, compute optimal solution values either top down with catching or bottom up in a table, construct an optimal solution from computed values. See, in each and every step, what is there? The term, important term in each and every step, what is there? Optimal solution. Optimal solution. Here also in the third step, optimal solution. Optimal solution. So we are finding each and every time in dynamic programming approach, the optimal solution. In greedy approach, the optimal solution. What is optimal solution? Maybe minimum value or maximum value, depending on the problem. For some problems, minimum value is required. For some problems, maximum value is required. So characterize the structure of an optimal solution. Define the value of optimal solution recursively. Compute optimal solution values either top-down fashion with catching or bottom-up fashion in a table. Construct an optimal solution from computed values. So here bottom-up means what is bottom-up? So we are starting from the sub-problems and finding the solution to sub-problems. These sub-problem solutions, some of the sub-problem solutions are stored in the table so that these sub-problem solutions will be useful for some other sub-problem in the same problem. Okay, those are the steps in the dynamic programming. Already explained, the elements of dynamic programming are optimal substructure and overlapping of subproblems. Okay, dear students. So optimal substructure varies across subproblem domains. So optimal substructure means here does optimal substructure apply to all optimization problems? Okay, no. Applies to determining the shortest path but not the longest simple path of an unweighted directed graph. So why is this thing? Shortest path has independent subproblems. Solution to one subproblem does not affect solution to another subproblem. Another subproblem. Okay. Subproblems are not independent in longest simple path. Solution to one subproblem affects the solutions to other subproblems. Okay, overlapping of subproblems. The space of subproblems must be small enough. The total number of distinct subproblems is a polynomial in the input size. We are taking the polynomial case. A recursive algorithm is exponential because it solves the same problem repeatedly. If divide and conquer is applicable, then each problem will be solved will be brand new. So this is a Fibonacci sequence. This we will continue in next class. Okay, students, that's all. Any doubts? Please message in the chat box. Okay, thank you very much for attending the class. Okay, thank you. You can leave now. Yes, any